Hey, it's Tiger. I need you to do me a huge favor. Can you please take your name off your phone? My wife went through my phone and maybe calling you. So if you can, please take your name off that and what do you call it? Just have it as a number on the voicemail. Just have it as your telephone number. That's it. Okay, you gotta do this for me. Huge, quickly. All right, bye.
It all started in 2004 when Tiger Woods, the world's most dominant golfer, married Elin, a Swedish model. Their union seemed to complete a perfect narrative. Here was a sports icon who had not only conquered his sport, but was believed to have found his fairy tale ending. But what everyone knew about Tiger Woods was built on an illusion. The first cracks in Tiger's perfect facade appeared in 2007, though the public wouldn't learn about them until years later. According to court documents and interviews with former employees, Tiger brazenly conducted an affair with Mindy Lawton, a waitress at the diner he frequently visited with Elin. When photographers from the National Enquirer captured images of their rendezvous, Tiger's management firm, IMG, deployed a team of 15 lawyers to suppress the scandalous photos. As later reported by the Wall Street Journal in 2010, IMG negotiated a remarkable deal. They exchanged the Enquirer's silence for an exclusive interview with Men's Fitness magazine, a publication owned by the same parent company as the tabloid. The resulting 12-page feature showcased Woods sharing his exercise and dieting regimen, a major coup for the magazine since Woods rarely granted print interviews. But with such influence, fame, and wealth came a dangerous sense of entitlement. Behind the carefully crafted public image of perfection, the devoted husband, dedicated athlete, and marketing symbol, was something far more complex. This disconnect between public persona and private reality would eventually lead to one of the biggest divorce stories in modern history and the most spectacular fall from grace in sports history. This successful cover-up, however, taught Tiger the wrong lesson, that his fame, influence, and financial resources could bury any problem. The 2007 incident created a false sense of invulnerability. Tiger believed his team could make anything disappear, until everything changed and he reached his breaking point. By November 2009, Tiger's double life had expanded to simultaneously include multiple affairs conducted with astonishing recklessness. This time, the National Enquirer had obtained undeniable evidence of Tiger's relationship with a nightclub hostess, Rachel Uchitel, that couldn't be negotiated away. This time, there was no chance of Tiger's lawyers killing the story before publication, nor would threatening lawsuits work. The Enquirer had bulletproof documentation and would have countersued Tiger's lawyer for malicious prosecution if they had tried to sue. Tiger, desperately trying to contain the situation, attempted to convince Elin that the forthcoming story was fabricated. According to sources close to the family, Tiger even arranged a phone call between Elin and Uchitel, during which Uchitel denied their relationship. This well-crafted lie briefly worked on Elin, but the fragile double life was crumbling. 2 days before the expose hit supermarket shelves across the country, perfectly timed for maximum impact during Thanksgiving week, a damaging quote from Uchitel circulated online. "It's Tiger Woods. I don't care about his wife. We're in love." Though Uchitel would later deny making this statement, the damage was done. The evening before Thanksgiving 2009, with suspicions mounting, Elin asked to see Tiger's phone. According to the police report filed after the subsequent incident, this request sent Tiger into a panic. He hastily began deleting contacts and messages, but, in his frantic state, he made critical errors. Most notably, Tiger called a 24-year-old cocktail waitress he had been seeing since 2007. When she didn't answer, he left an incriminating voicemail.
Hey, it's Tiger. I need you to do me a huge favor. Can you please take your name off your phone? My wife went through my phone and maybe calling you. So if you can, please take your name off that and do you call it? Just have it as a number on the voicemail. Just have it as your telephone number. That's it. Okay, you gotta do this for me. Huge. Quickly. All right, bye.
So, the following morning, which was Thanksgiving Day, the National Enquirer story broke. The timing might have seemed unfortunate for Woods, but Thanksgiving Day is a quiet news day when many Americans are focused on family gatherings rather than celebrity gossip. Yet, Tiger continued his pattern of reckless behavior. Despite knowing Elin had already searched his phone once, he sent several text messages to various mistresses that day, including one that read simply, "You too, love." This carelessness would prove devastating. That evening, after Tiger had fallen asleep, Elin conducted a more thorough search of his phone and discovered a message from Tiger to an unknown number. "You are the only one I've ever loved." Stunned and heartbroken, Elin devised a test. She texted the number, "I miss you. When are we seeing each other again?" When the recipient replied affirmatively, Elin called the number. Rachel Ucatel answered, the same woman who had previously denied any relationship with Woods. According to the police report and subsequent interviews with neighbors, a heated confrontation erupted between Tiger and Elin. What exactly happened in the Woods mansion that night? For years, rumors swirled, but court documents and police reports finally revealed the explosive truth. At approximately 2:25 a.m. on November 27, 2009, neighbors reported hearing shouting from the Woods residence. Minutes later, a barefoot Tiger Woods attempted to flee Cadillac Escalade. He lost control almost immediately, clipping a hedge before crashing into a fire hydrant and finally, a tree. When emergency responders arrived, they found both rear passenger windows of the Escalade smashed out. According to the official police report, Elin had used one of Tiger's golf clubs to break the windows. But why? Initial reports suggested she was trying to help him out of the vehicle after the crash. The truth, according to multiple witnesses who later testified, was far more dramatic. Elin had chased the vehicle, swinging the club in fury after discovering the extent of her husband's betrayal. Tiger was found lying in the street, drifting in and out of consciousness, with cuts on his lips and blood in his mouth. This bizarre incident immediately attracted media attention, but it was just the beginning of Tiger's public undoing. As Tiger lay in hospital recovering from the crash, he had no idea that the most damaging evidence of his infidelity was about to be broadcast worldwide. Remember that panicked call Tiger made to a cocktail waitress when Elin first became suspicious? The one where he begged for a huge favor.
Hey, it's Tiger. I need you to do me a huge favor. Can you please take your name off your phone? My wife went through my phone.
That waitress, Jamie Grubbs, she saved the voicemail. Not just that, she had preserved over 300 text messages exchanged with Woods during their 31-month relationship. 6 days after the crash, US Weekly published Grubbs's tell-all interview and released the voicemail recording. The audio evidence of Tiger's desperate attempt to cover his tracks became the smoking gun that made denials impossible. Within hours, the recording had been played on every major news network and had gone viral online. Tiger Woods, the most controlled celebrity athlete in history, had lost control of his narrative entirely. But first, how could someone so famous conduct affairs at this scale without being caught? The answer would shock even Tiger's closest friends. While Tiger was careless with text messages and voicemails to his mistresses, he was clever enough to avoid leaving paper trails from hotel bills and flight bookings. So, who handled these logistics? It was Brian Bell, Tiger's childhood friend and the president of Tiger Woods Design. Multiple women identified Bell as the mastermind who arranged their accommodations and meeting details with Woods. According to sworn statements, Bell would book hotel rooms, arrange flights, and manage the complex logistics of Tiger's shadow life. Bell's involvement is evidence that Woods' infidelity wasn't merely impulsive behavior, but involved calculated planning. The question remains, was Bell simply a loyal friend, Or did he enable behavior that ultimately led to Tiger's downfall? For Elin Nordegren, the revelations represented not just personal betrayal, but public humiliation on a global scale. Their original prenuptial agreement stipulated that Elin would receive $20 million after 10 years of marriage, a figure that now seemed laughable given the circumstances. So what leverage did Elin actually have to negotiate one of the largest divorce settlements in sports history? Her legal team employed 3 devastating strategies that Tiger's lawyers never saw coming. First, they exploited Florida's family law provisions, which don't cap spousal support for marriages under 7 years in cases involving infidelity. This neutralized the protections Tiger thought he had in place. Second, they threatened a legal process that would have forced every mistress to testify under oath, creating months of salacious headlines that would further destroy Tiger's already damaged reputation and commercial prospects. But the master stroke was their third tactic, demanding immediate liquidity rather than complex assets or future payments. By demanding cash instead of stock options or property, Elin's team eliminated valuation disputes and secured financial independence immediately. The final settlement, finalized in August 2010, provided Elin with approximately $110 million in liquid assets, more than 5 times what the prenup had specified, and joint custody of their 2 children. In exchange, she signed a confidentiality agreement, preventing her from publicly discussing the marriage. The settlement wasn't just about compensating Elin. It was about Tiger buying back some measure of privacy and attempting to salvage what remained of his public image. Because for every headline of his indiscretion, the question lingers, was $110 million too much for silence? Or was it the bargain of Tiger's pathway to redemption? In the years following the divorce, Elin Nordegren maintained a deliberately low profile. She completed a degree in psychology from Rollins College, graduating with a 3.96 GPA and receiving the Hamilton Holt Outstanding Senior Award. She devoted substantial resources to charitable causes, including establishing scholarships for underprivileged students. For Tiger, the journey was more complicated. He returned to golf in 2010, but struggled with both personal demons and physical injuries. He didn't win a major until 2019. In the end, Tiger Woods didn't just lose a marriage, substantial wealth, and years of his career to his decisions. He lost the narrative of perfection that had defined him. What he gained, perhaps, was something more valuable, the chance to be seen not as an icon, but as a human being, with all the complexity that entails.
Good morning, and thank you for joining me. Many of you in this room are my friends. Many in this room know me. Many of you have cheered for me, or you worked with me, or you supported me. Now, every one of you has good reason to be critical of me. I want to say to each of you, simply and directly, I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in. I know people want to find out how I could be so selfish and so foolish. People want to know how I could have done these things to my wife, Elin, and to my children. And while I have always tried to be a private person, there are some things I want to say. Elin and I have started the process of discussing the damage caused by my behavior. As Elin pointed out to me, my real apology to her will not come in the form of words. It will come from my behavior over time. We have a lot to discuss, and however, what we say to each other will remain between the two of us. I am also aware of the pain my behavior has caused to those of you in this room. I have let you down. I have let down my fans. For many of you, especially my friends, my behavior has been a personal disappointment. To those of you who work for me, I have let you down personally and professionally. My behavior has caused considerable worry to my business partners. To everyone involved in my foundation, including my staff, board of directors, sponsors, but still, I know I have bitterly disappointed all of you. I have made you question who I am and how I could have done the things I did. I'm embarrassed that I have put you in this position. For all that I have done, I am so sorry. I have a lot to atone for. But there's one issue I really want to discuss. Some people have speculated that Elin somehow hurt or attacked me on Thanksgiving night. It angers me that people would fabricate a story like that. Elin never hit me that night or any other night. There has never been an episode of domestic violence in our marriage, ever. Elin has shown enormous grace and poise throughout this ordeal. Elin deserves praise, not blame. The issue involved here was my repeated irresponsible behavior. I was unfaithful. I had affairs. I cheated. What I did is not acceptable, and I am the only person to blame. I stopped living by the core values that I was taught to believe in. I knew my actions were wrong, but I convinced myself that normal rules didn't apply. I never thought about who I was hurting. Instead, I thought only about myself. I ran straight through the boundaries that a married couple should live by. I thought I could get away with whatever I wanted to. I felt that I had worked hard my entire life and deserved to enjoy all the temptations around me. I felt I was entitled. Thanks to money and fame, I didn't have to go far to find them. I was wrong. I was foolish. I don't get to play by different rules. The same boundaries that apply to everyone apply to me. I brought this shame on myself. I hurt my wife, my kids, my mother, my wife's family, my friends, my foundation, and kids all around the world who admired me. I've had a lot of time to think about what I've done. My failures have made me look at myself in a way I never wanted to before. It's now up to me to make amends, and that starts by never repeating the mistakes I've made. It's up to me to start living a life of integrity. I once heard, and I believe it's true, it's not what you achieve in life that matters, it's what you overcome. Achievements on the golf course are only part of setting an example. Character and decency are what really count. Parents used to point to me as a role model for their kids. I owe all those families a special apology. I want to say to them that I am truly sorry. It's hard to admit that I need help, but I do. For 45 days, from the end of December to early February, I was in inpatient therapy, receiving guidance for the issues I'm facing. I have a long way to go, but I've taken my first steps in the right direction. As I proceed, I understand people have questions. I understand the press wants to ask me for the details of the times I was unfaithful. I understand people want to know whether Elin and I remain together. Please know that as far as I'm concerned, every one of these questions and answers is a matter between Elin and me. These are issues between a husband and a wife. Some people have made up things that never happened. They said I used performance-enhancing drugs. This is completely and utterly false. Some have written things about my family. Despite the damage I have done, I still believe it is right to shield my family from the public spotlight. They did not do these things. I did. I have always tried to maintain a private space for my wife and children. They have been kept separate from my sponsors, my commercial endorsements. When my children were born, we only released photographs so that the paparazzi could not chase them. However, my behavior doesn't make it right for the media to follow my 2.5-year-old daughter to school and report the school's location. They staked out my wife and they pursued my mom. Whatever my wrongdoings, for the sake of my family, please leave my wife and kids alone. I recognize I have brought this on myself, and I know, above all, I am the one who needs to change.